Hello and welcome to Global Business, CCTV's new program with insights into Africa's ever-changing business landscape. From small businesses to large corporates, we take you directly to entrepreneurs making the headline. I'm G2 Abraham here in the Kenyan capital of Nairobi, where it's 9 p.m. It's 2 p.m. in Washington, D.C. and 2 a.m. in Beijing. Wherever you're joining us from, welcome. On this edition of the program, BRICS leaders arrive in Brazil ahead of Tuesday's summit. South Africa's metal workers' unions reject the latest offers and threatens to spread strike action. And we feature one entrepreneur on the verge of introducing online stock trading in Zimbabwe. Still to come, we talk to an entrepreneur breaking new ground in stock trading in Zimbabwe. Welcome, you're watching Global Business. Now, a 23-year-old Zimbabwean businessman is on the verge of changing the country's stock market. Samuelle Dimairho started trading stocks as a teenager and has now set up a company that is seeking to automate trading on the bourse while making it accessible to ordinary Zimbabweans.
Checking the closing price for the industrial index or tracking the volume of trade on the stock exchange would not be top of the list for many schoolboys. But 8 years ago, that was the preoccupation for Samuelle Dimairho, whose entrepreneurial spirit was sparked after he got hooked on his father's financial journals.
I made a conscious decision when I was 15 years old that if I was to spend money, it had to be money I earned.
He started buying and selling shares on the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange and encouraged his peers to do so too, and earned a commission off his investment advice while at it. But he encountered some challenges.
As a person that had started investing on the stock market, I used to do a lot of research in the region, global stock markets. And it was so easy to access information and services on those exchanges. But here in Zimbabwe, it was such a nightmare.
There was not much he could do back then. But years after leaving school, he's helped come up with a solution. He set up a Chengetedzai depository company, the country's first central securities depository, which will electronically clear and settle transactions. It's part of the automation process that has been in the works for over 6 years, but soon the country could be reaping the dividends.
History shows that where a stock market automates, the volume of trade increases significantly, in some cases 5-fold. The local boss is hoping that the same can happen here as more international investors get the peace of mind that comes from the greater transparency and faster transaction times that are brought about by automation. But can ordinary Zimbabweans be part of that anticipated surge in trading?
Not so, according to an analyst I spoke to, who says the deteriorating quality of listed counters and the diminishing returns they offer have failed to attract the billions circulating in a growing informal sector.
That money is speculative in nature. I think it's not really, it doesn't have the sort of risk appetite for Zimbabwe, or perhaps it doesn't see the same level of returns which it is finding elsewhere.
Each month, millions are spent on importing vehicles, groceries, and clothing for resale. Despite the aversion for formal channels, Samuelle remains bullish about the future.
What we have in mind, is the long term. To say we've set up this platform. It may not be performing now, but, a time will come. The situation in Zimbabwe is not going to be like this forever. And that's essentially what our objective has been, to be that catalyst for innovation and continuous, improvement in our capital markets.
Chengetedzai Depository is now a joint venture with the government of Zimbabwe, but Samuelle still holds a significant shareholding and remains the force that is set to change the capital markets landscape in this country. Farangwa Kutuya, CCTV, Harare, Zimbabwe.
Let's take a quick look now at how your money is trading. Looking at the Kenyan shilling, which was steady against the dollar on Friday, traders said they expected it to gain some ground in the coming days due to dollar sales by agricultural sector exporters. This while stocks edged up slightly higher. And just before we go, let's take a look at what you can expect tomorrow. Leaders of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa will be in Fortaleza, Brazil for the 6th BRICS Summit. We'll be live from the city with developments from activities of the day. And the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is considering a ban on camel imports from Somalia. This follows an outbreak of the deadly MERS virus that has killed hundreds of Saudi Arabians. Be sure to join us tomorrow for the details of this developing story. That's it for this edition of Global Business. Remember, you can send us your feedback to globalbusinessafrica@cctv.com. You can visit our Facebook page, CCTV Africa. You can also stay in touch with Global Business on Twitter using the handle @CCTV News Africa. I'm G2 Abraham. Thanks for watching.